Yo, what is good today, everyone? We're going to be jumping into some Warzone Season 4 news. For those of you that do not know, Warzone Season 4 is actually just around the corner here, coming out on June 14th, so just basically about 2 weeks away at the time of making this video. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff coming out here, including a brand new map that has actually been leaked. We'll cover all of that, some new weapons, operators, stuff like that. So much more. Hope you guys enjoy the video. First thing I want to cover is that if you guys have not loaded up Modern Warfare 2/Warzone 2, you will not have seen that the Nick Mercs and Tim the Tatman bundles are actually officially in the game. And the cool part is that the guns themselves are stuff that they actually handpicked. Tim having the M4 and the Lockman sub, the Nick Mercs actually having, I believe it is the Socken MG38 and the Bryson 800. I can't quite remember if it's the Bryson 800 off the top of my head, but it is a shotgun. And Nick Mercs bundle in specific is kind of geared towards way back during the OG for dance days with the Bruin MK9 meta. That's actually kind of funny because we'll be talking about the Bruin here in a little bit.
Don't forget to drop a like and hit the sub button, baby.
So I'm sure all of you out there that have played Warzone 1 remember when we had the rotation of Caldera, we had Rebirth Island, and then they added in Fortune's Keep. In my opinion, on a side note here, Fortune's Keep was actually a pretty solid map, and I'm kind of sad we only had it for about 4 months or so. I feel like that was a really criminally underrated map because it was pretty solid. It was a nice little hybrid between big BR and small BR. Still gave you all the sort of close quarters engagements, but without actually having it being straight up Rebirth. It was actually a really fun map, and I'm sad we didn't have it for, much longer. But getting back to what I was talking about is that we have the new map that's going to be coming into the game that's going to be called Vondel or Floating Bay. Those are kind of like the two names for it here that are in the files, and it should be a small BR map, aka kind of around the size of Ashika Island, if not just a little bit bigger. Maybe it'll be kind of like, Rebirth is, to Ashika Island as Fortune's Keep will be to Vondel/Floating Bay. It is not going to be a big BR map like Al Mazrah, and this will most likely support DMZ on the map as well. What you guys also need to know is that this should relatively be taking place in the Netherlands and will be around the general spot of where the campaign was set here. For those guys that played the campaign, I did. I thought it was actually a really fun one to be able to play through. Recommend for you guys to do that if you've not already, but this will be around that general spot, so it'll be a pretty cool bit of scenery. We'll have to wait and see it plays out. I mean, obviously new maps are good, but we hopefully will get a bunch of different changes that will make the base game a lot more fun, because a lot of people do not like how the game plays. It's just a little too slow, a little too clunky. There's too many, issues with it overall. So earlier in the video when we were talking about that Nick Mercs bundle and how that Socken MG38 was kind of supposed to represent the Bruin MK9 from the OG, for dance days. For those of you that actually were playing around then, you remember the Bruin meta. Pretty much I called it Bruin Zone back then, because if you weren't running the Bruin, you were basically doing it wrong. It was a ridiculous like LMG that you could convert to an assault rifle with that 60-round mag, that 3 times, or your Corp Combat Hollow, and it was incredibly good. But everything that has been shown so far is that all the leakers are figuring out that the Bruin MK9 could be our next DLC weapon we're going to be getting here within Season 4. That would be actually something pretty interesting. I'd like to be able to see the Bruin come back. I thought it was a pretty fun DLC gun, and I can only imagine that it'll probably be overpowered again, kind of like how every other DLC weapon has been, pretty good in this game so far, namely the ISO Hemlock, which has been our meta for over 100+ days, though it did actually just get a nerf earlier today along with the Cronin Squall. So I'm not exactly sure if it actually got truly nerfed or if it's just one of those little itty bitty nerfs, and it's still incredibly good. We also are theorizing that we should see the UMP45 return as an SMG. Earlier, like a little while ago, and the official Infinity Ward Twitter tweeted out about how there was a Nebula barrel that was in the game's files, and people are trying to figure out what that was for, and they said it was going to be for a DLC gun or something that was, to come in the future, and that was way back in Season 2. And keep in mind, they do make all this stuff way in advance of the seasons. It's not like they're making it, Season 4 within Season 3. Like, this is all pre-planned out pretty far in advance, so it makes sense that they had that barrel for those attachments, maybe potentially for the UMP in that previous season. That's about all we know for that gun in specific, so don't hold me to that, but that is just some of the leaks and intel and rumors and information that has been going around. There also has been some other guns that have been found within the files that I kind of want to list off here for you guys just to be able to, show you. So there has been the Buzzsaw, the Axe, the SIG MCX Spear, the Hellion, the APC-45, which maybe that's potentially the UMP-45, the code name for it, since they don't actually like using the regular names, the Tavor TS-12, the WA-2000, which is, the WA-2000 from the OG Modern Warfare 2009, the Staccato 2011, the Malyuk, the APC-9, the Kama, then the Kali sticks, which I'm not really that big of a fan of, and the sword. So that's basically all the different weapons that we could potentially see that are in the files. I don't want to say they're all guaranteed because we can see only potentially 2 to 3 of these. We can see all of them. We can see none of them. It's just something I want to let you guys know about. But moving on to something that is confirmed and will be coming to the game is an OG MW2 sound pack, or an OG MW2 2009 pack. Basically what this is going to do is going to bring back some of the different sounds and stuff that we had from Modern Warfare 2009, then actually bring it into this game. So you'll be able to replace some different stuff, like maybe the nuke going off will be the MW2 2009 nuke, you know, so on and so forth. There'll be a bunch of different things. Like I heard the search and destroy sounds will be from there. And also there will be some different weapon variants and operators. So let's talk about that. So the first thing will be the good old days assault rifle weapon blueprint, which should basically be the ISO Hemlock, but in the ACR form. We did have the Hemlock come into the game here in kind of like a more of a 2009 pack already, but this one will actually encompass the MW2 2009 ACR sound, which is what we're looking for. The Lockman Classic SMG weapon blueprint, which will be, of course, outfitted to look like the MW2 MP5, you know, the OG MW2 MP5, along with the sound from that game. The classic soap operator skin, which will be pretty cool, and then a hacked emblem, which is pretty fitting considering everyone loved to just mod the ever-living hell out of Modern Warfare 2. There might be some more information coming out, but that is just about everything I know. So I want to kind of package it here in a video for you guys to be able to show you what is going to be coming to us here within Warzone/DMZ Season 4. If you guys know the video, want to see more like this, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys later.